everybody. I am a transfer student from the University of Rhode Island, now at Clemson University. A great journey already, may I say. I am studying biological sciences pre-rehab, and I am here to talk about the student dialogue that I attended for the class of CU 100. The one that I chose to attend had to deal with peer pressure, and I did so because I did not know too much about peer pressure beforehand and would have liked to know more about it and see what it was like coming into Clemson. To start off to say, it was very weird going into a group of 42 people not knowing one person, and to the very least to say that awkward. But as time went on, obviously things eased in. We first started off the class by talking about the general guidelines as to a judge-free zone, I would like to call it, and we read over this paper, as you can see, that goes over doing the best not to blame people for what they say, what they know, and what they do not know, for their age, sex, gender, religion, anything like that, just nothing racist. But obviously it does surface from time to time, but do your best to avoid it. And the next thing, well, the one I like the most off of that list is to challenge the idea and not the person, because if you're challenging a person, then, anything could flare up, and rather the idea where it's not too bad, I want to say. The next thing we did was went over this sheet, which goes over discussion, debate, or dialogue. Now, debate being the thing that we don't want to do, considering a debate is one against one, a group against a group, one person against a group, etc., because doing so would make one side being particularly right and one side being particularly wrong, or one person thinking one's right, one thinking one's wrong. We don't want to do that coming in as a new group of people, because we all want to feel welcome and we should all be friends as one. It's no discrimination. A discussion, on the other hand, is abstract notion of community, it says on this paper. It's a personal experience and content are seen as separate. So we don't want to separate ourselves and just think solely on ourselves. We want to do it as a group, hence the dialogue, where it is a connectivity for community. I actually like that definition because it is collaborative. So the first thing we did to start the class off, we did this game called Link. Not sure if you ever heard it, but what you do is one person starts off and they say something about themselves. I like Super Smash Brothers, something like that, I don't know. And then another person has to say Link. Oh, I like Super Smash Brothers too. So we continued that on, and until we got to the end, we ended up doing a spiral in the class, mind you. And that was very fun because we got to learn a little bit about each other before we just jumped into personal things, and it was a good way to ease into the class. As a class, I am going to say I do believe we achieved the group dialogue because everybody shared a personal experience and everybody had a good time. And I think that's one of the most important things when becoming a new student at a new school. To fit in, to feel welcome, to not have any enemies, and to just have a good time. There were some very passive and very active people in the dialogue. I want to say there was more passive, but that's simply because sharing personal stories as such is not the easiest thing. As for me, I did not share too many stories, but when I had the chance to, I would. I wouldn't consider myself too passive or too active during this dialogue, but I did enjoy participating in it. My favorite activity would probably have been the circle activity we did on this piece of paper, where it is a list of 10 different things from religion to race, ethnicity, etc., your general background, basically. Synopsis on your life. and the teacher told us to pair up with our number, like 1, 1, 2, 2, etc., which was very interesting because you could be completely different people, different race, different age, different ethnicity, different religious affiliation, but yet still have something in common, which I found very, very helpful and interesting. I even learned some things about myself during this. As for the peer pressure, I learned that there is two ways. Obviously, I knew there was good and bad, but I usually look at peer pressure as bad, and we went over a lot of good examples over bad examples, which was very helpful, such as helping a friend go to the gym, helping them with homework, simple things as that. And the bad peer pressure could range from buying a shirt that says, "I came to get my balls wet," to mudding when you break your truck because your friends told you to go through that big puddle, or even drinking or smoking, anything like that. It's not what you want to do, but there's a way to overcome it, and that is just to think to yourself what you really want to do and what the situation is. This class did teach me that there is ways to get out of peer pressure by simply just do what you want to do. I just said that, but just go by what you want to do and think what's best for you in the long run. Let's see. I think this is a part of CU 100 because it shows everyone really can be connected without knowing each other. You don't need to know each other to have something in common. I guess to find out you have something in common you do, but personally, you can have multiple things in common with a person that's from South Africa compared to Berlin. I don't know, something like that. You don't need to be the same age. You don't need to be the same race. You can be anything. And I do believe it is important for us to overcome this and for Clemson to propose this to people. And it's a great way to start your journey at the new school. I have not ever been through this at any other school, so I do believe it is great to keep around. That is really all I can think of as of now, so thank you. Bye.